there, John here with the Blues Guitar Institute, and this is your Tuesday Blues, where we take cool acoustic blues concepts and we break them down into bite-sized chunks and get them into your playing every single Tuesday. And today I've got a cool little lick. It's that one that you heard at the very beginning of this video. It works great as a turnaround, and this is something that might stretch you a little bit, because when we think turnarounds, we usually think this chromatic walk-down sound. There's nothing wrong with that. That is super cool. You got to pay some homage to the classic sound every now and then. But if you want something a little bit different, then try something like a lick in bar 11 and 12 that really starts to outline the chords. Now, at the beginning, I played the lick in the context of an A shuffle blues. And I've got other lessons that I'll link up for you that will really help you get the shuffle rhythm down. And definitely check out the Acoustic Blues Jumpstart if you want to really get deep into the 12-bar blues format and the shuffle rhythm. But what we're going to do today is check out this lick. One cool thing about it is it starts on the and of one. So you've got to kind of count your 4 count, count 1, and then immediately jump into the lick. It will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, and again, this works great as a turnaround in and of itself. Sounds nothing like this, right? So what we are doing, though, is we're outlining the chords. So we start out here, and we're going to play, so think about E, E7, and we're going to play this little part on the and of one again. Just a little pull-off move there. And if you want to add some extra spice to this thing, slide into that 10th fret on the 2nd string. That's your A note. And then we're going to pull off to the 9th, and then to the 7th pretty quickly. And then very quickly, almost ghost note this 9th fret on the 3rd string, that E note, and then come back, and we want to accentuate this note here on the 7th fret of this 2nd string. That's your F sharp, okay? We want to let that hang. You can apply a little bit of vibrato in there. Then come back to the 9th fret, and again, just very lightly hit this E on the 3rd string. Then hop back and do this little number where we're kind of moving out of the E sound and more into A. Just for a quick second. This little minor third to major third sound happens all over the blues, and we're going to really exploit the fact in this lick. We're going to do it a couple times. This time in A, landing on that A root, following it up by doing the same thing into our E7 chord again. But this time on a different string set. We're dropping down a string set, so we're going to play that instead of from the 3rd fret, this C note here, to the C sharp, to the A, we're going to drop and play the G, 4th string, to the G sharp. Again, that's that minor third to major third move. And then to the E. We do that stuff all the time in blues. Really call out that major third sound by starting a half step low. And do that with this cool hammer-on. And see, you're kind of ready just to fall into this E7 chord shape here. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to stick that chord, then move that shape down a step into D. So now we're kind of following those chord changes, as I mentioned, and we're moving from E to D. Pump the bass a couple times, and then you're back around to A. So let's play this thing slowly to make sure that you can really hear some of the nuances in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. spend some time with this one. The magic is really in the timing. You kind of let some notes hang just a little longer than you normally would. There's not this even spacing in between the notes. And to me, that's what kind of gives this lick its magic. For instance, we hang on this 10th fret for longer than the rest of the notes. So it kind of gives a little dynamic, rhythmic dynamic in the melody here. And that can be a little tricky as well. But you want to get that bouncy sort of vibe going. And again, you can put this thing into a 12-bar blues, a nice A shuffle, and when you get around to the turnaround after the E chord, the D chord, come back to the A. Toss that lick in, and it's a little something that's kind of out of the ordinary, definitely not that classic turnaround, but to me, this short, punchy, quick little lick sounds amazing, and I think you'll have some fun with it in your playing. All right, that's it for this lesson, but if you want to build a solid foundation in the blues, you got to start with the 12-bar blues framework and the shuffle rhythm, some stuff that we really called on in this lesson, and a great way to get started with that is by checking out the Acoustic Blues Jumpstart course by Blues Guitar Institute. You can grab that over at the website, and it's 3 free lessons. You sign up, you just hit your email, and I'll give you 3 free lessons there that'll really get you well on your way to building that solid foundation in the blues. We cover some cool stuff, you get some quick wins, and I think you're going to dig it. So head over to bluesguitarinstitute.com and sign up for the Acoustic Blues Jumpstart and get started today. Until next week, be sure to practice smart and play on.